Hello and g'day. Today I'm doing a map drawing video of Croatia, but first things first, put the ruler on there. I'm just going to squeeze out a piece of PK chewing gum, a white pellet of PK gum, and it's peppermint flavoured Wrigley's Philip Knight chewing gum. Pretty sure that's made in Australia too, so I'll pop that in my mouth. I always enjoy that first burst of flavour as you crunch into the piece of chewy. I'll put the packet to one side and I've got my light board, 2, 3. I've got a map of Croatia there under the light board and a piece of A4 art paper that I have just pulled out of my A4 art book. So what I'm going to do is trace this side where the light's bright and then spin it round and trace the other side of the map. So to get a fairly accurate map of Croatia. This is the Croatian coastline. Yeah. Had a bit of trouble saying coastline then. And I've got a power bank. It's on 100% that I'm powering the tracing board with. It's Venice there. This is around here at around here for Italy. Okay, that looks good. To there. Now, I've actually now I think I've actually made a bit of a mistake there. I'll just carefully erase that with my exam grade eraser, Mr. Brush. Now I've actually always wanted to do a map of Croatia. But I never got around to it for one reason or another. should have done a Croatian map as well. I don't have to say, which you'll see in a little while. Or maybe you saw in the thumbnail. The Croatian map is a very interesting sort of a shape. It's almost, well, this may be why I think it's an interesting shape. It's almost a boomerang shape. I think well, I don't know that I think, well, I do think, but where else are going with that comment? You know, the map of Italy is a famous sort of a shape. That sort of a, you know, the boot shape. That distinctive boot shape of Italy, but the Croatian map is, I think, just as distinctive now. There are 1,244 islands off the coast of Croatia. This is the Adriatic Sea here, which I'll put in a minute or two. So I'm probably going to draw about 10 or maybe 12 islands, or maybe a few more. So not really doing justice to all the islands. So, yeah, okay. That's pretty good. So what I should do, I suppose, is to write Croatia Croatians. It seems like every Australian knows somebody that comes from Croatia. And I've got some facts and figures for you. And there is 200,000 people living in Australia who are either born in Croatia or, have a Croatian parent or parents. So, and the total population of Croatia is around 4 million, 3.9 million. So 3.9 million here in Croatia, 200,000 in Australia, which means that 5% of, simplistically I suppose, 5% of Croatians are living in Australia. That's if you don't sort of count Croatians who live in other countries, I suppose, It's kind of simple maths, but you kind of get the idea. It's almost like, well, not it's almost like, it seems to me I'll say that again. I've often thought to myself, why are there so many Croatians in Australia? Did the government target Croatia? Drop a lot of migrate to Australia pamphlets in Croatian, print them out? Was it just some family member moved there and the word spread quickly that it was Australia's a great country? I don't really know. But when you compare that with Serbia over here, which has 95,000 Serbians living in Australia, people born in Serbia or their parents were born in Serbia, parent or parents, out of a population of 6.7 million, that would be probably less than 2%, maybe 1.5 or 2%, compared to 5% of Croatians. So I sort of think those things are interesting. Okay. So I think I've finished drawing over the map now. What I'll do is I'll write the countries in. Hungary. This is all Serbia over here. This is Kosovo. Albania. When I did the Serbian map, there was a lot of Serbians commented Montenegro here. Kosovo is part of Serbia. It's not a separate country. But I've looked it up, and Australia recognises Kosovo as an independent state. sure that's Slovenia. And Austria. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, this is the Adriatic Sea. I might write that in a little bit because it just may not spell that correctly. So what I'm going to do now is get rid of the light board, bring back my A4 book, and continue with the map. Okay, so pencil down, and then it's like I'm going to click my fingers, boom, and it's done. Okay, I'm back. I've got my A4 art book now, A4 art book I'm resting on, and I had to write in the Adriatic Sea. I probably could have spelled that correctly, but I thought I'd better just double check. Okay, now the Croatian colours flag is white and red and white, sort of a check, very unique flag. So I won't do the check on the map here because, well, it'd be too difficult. I'll just do a nice red for the Croatia around the border, and then I'll colour in should do that sort of shaving stuff to colour in the rest. Now, what did I have to say? That's it, yeah. So apart from Croatia, another country that seems overly represented in Australia. That's not supposed to be a bad thing. It's just a comment, not good, not bad. Is Lebanon. It seems like everybody in Australia knows somebody from Lebanon. You know, either born there or children of. And so Lebanon, a country of 5 million, there's 250,000 Lebanese in Australia. So yeah, that's also 5%, just like Croatia, isn't it? Yeah. So that's Croatia, Lebanon, and the third one was South Africa. It's another country everybody seems to know as South African. So, what's there? South African, there's just over 200,000. South Africans in Australia, either born in South Africa or the parents were born there. And the vast majority of those people are white South Africans. Just how it is, not trying to be rude or racist or anything, it's just how it is. In South Africa, there's about 5 million whites and 55 million blacks in South Africa. So yeah, that's probably more like 4% of South Africans. 4% of the white South African population living in Australia. I think Australia is a popular destination for South Africans, but I think the Netherlands might be those facts and figures just to be something interesting that I've observed. Apart from that, just of academic interest. Now, one other thing I sort of mention about Australia is that I think it's 30% roughly. I haven't looked this up recently, so of Australians are born overseas in one of the many countries of the world. And I think 50% of Australians have one or more parents that were born overseas, so that's half. So it's Australia is definitely a country of migrants, of migration. I think Indigenous Australians make up maybe 2% of total population. I didn't look that number up either, but it's something like that. So, anyway, what else can I tell you about Croatia? Croatia was part of Yugoslavia until 1991, when there was about 6 countries, I think. There was Bosnia and Herzegovina, there was Slovenia, there was Croatia, there was Serbia, and Montenegro. 2, 3, 4, 5. And Macedonia, which isn't on the map, must be down further. All part of Yugoslavia. And then in 1991, when the Soviet Union was broken up. I was about to say crumbled, but that's a fairly it's a word that's got negative connotations. So I'll say broken up. And then Croatia was became an independent state, independent nation. Now it's Croatia. Okay, so what I'll do now get some shavings. Fill in the red of Croatia. Now I know, I should have said this at the beginning of the video. Anyway, I know I haven't posted any videos on this channel for 5, 6 months. I've been working on my other channels, but I thought to myself that coming back and doing a video, a map drawing video, every now and then, without the sort of the pressure, might be a good idea. Pressure of a sort of a fixed schedule, like I've got with my other channels. touch of print in the capital. So grab. Okay, put the map over to one side. Okay. Okay, it's time to do the Adriatic Sea. So, so what I was thinking of doing was doing this map video, and then I might come back and I'm just going to do the sea in Croatia today, this edge of the sea, the Adriatic Sea, but I might come back and colour in the rest of the countries in a second map in a few weeks or a month's time, and you never know, I might make this a sort of a semi-regular habit. What's important to know about Croatian? The language is called Croatian. The population 3.9 million. They were part of Yugoslavia. I'll write some of this down the bottom eventually when I stop colouring in. Part of the former Yugoslavia. In Yugoslavia, all those countries were grouped together from 1918 onwards, which is the end of World War One. Okay. It's okay, it's not really, it's hard drawing, colouring around islands, but still. Famous there's actually there's a town called Dubrovnik in eastern Croatia, over this that has been inhabited since, or for the last 8,300 years, which is the longest. Town that's been inhabited in Europe. I was Population 3.9 million. Language equals Croatian. Croatia went to the World Cup final. This is the Football World Cup. And the final, yeah, lost to France unfortunately. But it was a great achievement. They got there. Straight up there. Bit. 10% of Croatia is the national parks. How famous Croatians? Goran Ivanisevic. Ivanisevic, who is a tennis. Very good tennis player. Here's Eric Banner, who I think his dad was Croatian. He's an Aussie actor. He's been in a lot of stuff. And he's also been in my favourite movie called The Castle. Which I don't know how many times I've watched that. I'm not sure if people from outside Australia. I'm not sure if people from outside Australia would get all the jokes. Well, they might do, I don't really know. It's sort of a feel-good comedy, family, and Lydia Basic, who is a pop singer. I seem to watch her a bit on YouTube. It's one of those kind of things that once you watch something once, as in Lydia Basic, every day sort of go on. There's more stuff to watch. So anyway, okay, well, that's good. So and if you can see there, I actually had a go of doing the Croatian map the other day, and the video didn't really work out, so if you just saw the little Albania down there, so I'm having another go today. I don't think I've nailed it today. Put my hands on one side so you can see. Okay. I think I've gone through everything that I was going to tell you. I think I pretty well have. So, I'll hang on to this map. Oh, that's what I had to do, was put in Dubrovnik. Oh yeah. So, and it's about there somewhere. Or maybe it's there. It's sort of there.